Hello, lovies. I have tried to record a reading 2 times now and has resulted in failure each time, but I'm nothing if not tenacious, so I'm trying one last time to see if this wants to come out. What is interesting, and I know that you have no way of believing me unless you want to, but in the 2 attempts of doing the reading before, many of the same cards came out, so I'm interested to see if that happens again. Viewer, you are most welcome here. I am doing this for fun. I just very much I love reading cards. This is an act of divination that I learned during the lockdown of the pandemic, during that period, and I just love doing it. And I pull cards for myself so much that it got to a point where I was like, am I even reading for myself anymore? Because I feel compelled to pull cards, but there's like a lot of different stuff going on. So and my world is pretty small, so I don't have very many people to read for, and the people that I do, I'm not always in touch with. So I'm using the wide world of the interwebs to kind of fulfill that desire in my heart here, and also hopefully to be of help, to be of service. This is very much a seva act. I will never ask for anything other than, if you feel so inclined, an energetic blessing is very invited. And I'm happy to be here, and I'll say that I read intuitively. I have some decks here. I've been eyeing this one up for a while and have been blessed in my creative pursuits lately with abundance to be able to get it for myself. This is the Star Spinner. This will be the main deck that I use today. It is tarot. It's beautiful. Look at this. So we'll be playing with that. While I was at it, I wanted a new oracle. I realized my oracle cards are all, I've had them for a while, and I wanted some new energy. So I have Sacred Rebel over here, also very beautiful. And I'll pull a word or few, whatever they want to give from the fairies as well. This is the first deck I've ever got, and it has always provided exactly what I've needed without fail. And I'm very grateful to be sharing the space with you. Let's see what wants to come through, shall we? I hope you are all doing very well. And if you are not, know that you will. Don't stop believing. I am an artist and also a nonprofit agriculturalist, so you will never see nails. And what I do have will always have either chalk or dirt or stains of some creative medium. Just so you know. That's me. Okay, what do we want to come through today? I tend not to take flips unless I'm inspired to. Pop-outs are what I'm looking for here. So interesting. This is both of these. This came out with the second attempt. This came out with both the first and second. We will get there, and I almost even just went ahead with the message since I had it twice, but I'm happy to be able to get into it anyway. Let's just get some more on the story here. What does the viewer need to see, hear, insights for their highest good and the highest good of all concerned. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm seeing some beauties here. All right, so we'll flip the first one. That quite a few wanted to show up here. Let's see. How do I want to take these? I think I'll go give me a moment, please. Pardon me. Yep, that's how it goes. Okay. So let me just take a minute, not a minute, a few seconds to take in this story here. I hope you can hear the rain in the background. That's part of the reason why I tried my recordings before, and it was beautiful and sunny. One of these last days of summer kind of a thing. And here we are again, and it's a rainy day, but you know, it's a beautiful rainy day, and I'm very much enjoying it. Window is still open. Okay, concentrate. Yeah, I'm loving that. We have the sun and the moon came out next to each other, and then the stars over here too. Lovely. Very celestial. Very emotional, and very thoughtful. We have a little bit of everything here. Coins, which are pentacles. We have earth, we have air, we have water. We do not have we have the fire. We have sun right here. Okay. So straight up, I'm just gonna put these out of order for a second because they go hand in hand here. You are dealing or have dealt with a period of being cast the fuck down. Like, I'm gonna say, if this resonates with you, claim it if you want, but don't if you don't. I identify with this energy here in like the past year was very much a recalibration year for me, and I had to feel a lot of pain to go through the journey for a spell there, and happy to report I feel firmly on the other side of it, and you will too. But I was here for a large chunk of the year, right up through mid-July. I was having an inner winter. During summer, my favorite season, I was like, what is going on? This is not feeling yourself. I love the Nine of Swords in this deck has an actual incubus on her chest. This is a very real sleep sensation. You can look it up. I learned about it in psychology. So the feeling of becoming awake and you're fully aware, but your body is still in sleep paralysis. It literally feels like you can't move because your brain has woken up, but your body wasn't prepared for it. And that's where the incubus came into play. It represents that feeling because it's a very real human sensation that happens. It freaks people out, and it feels like there's something holding you still and freezing you up, even though you're very aware. Now, Nine of Swords traditionally represents you're all up in your head about something, you can't sleep, you have nightmares, something is haunting you, essentially, and it's likely to do with heartbreak. Your heart chakra might feel very closed, injured, battered, and you are feeling extra sensitive. Probably have built up some walls for sure, but you're not liking it because that's not you. You are a compassionate being. You are here to love. You are made to love in a capacity that you don't know anybody else that can love like you. That could be the problem, making you feel very lonely. But it's like one thing after another disappointment after disappointment, being open and being stabbed, opening again and trusting, stabbed again, being open, stabbed again. It's like the pain just kept on getting dished to the point that even though you identify as an eternal optimist, you're like, I finally give up. I see no other choice, because history is now suggesting that every time I hope, it's not meant for me. I still can't get it. It's still always beyond my reach. And perhaps my life is just meant to be a tragedy, and we're all just living to die, and all of that stuff that I hear about, right? Oh, it feels so bad. It's so not you. This is wanting to feel hopeful again. This is remembering the good times, and why in the hell can't I get back there? Why am I not healing? Why is what I'm getting here. And I want to tell you that if that story is something that feels familiar to you, then your heart, I will tell you that your heart has a permanent seed of hope in it. And whether or not you are consciously giving it to it, watering it, fertilizing it, it's like a seed of a weed, and it will grow as it will, whether or not you're paying attention to it or not. You were designed that way, you were made that way. Hope is always available to you. You can employ it or you can ignore it, but it's going to lead you through either way, and it will grow in its time. It will have its stratification period, like seeds go into their winter, and there's a stagnation period, and then when it feels its time, it will start to do its thing. And your hope is the same way. We have the 7 of coins here, the Ace of Cups, the 5 of Wands. If you're anything like how I was dealing with this, it was the call to just focus on what's in front of me. Just concentrate on what has to be done. My responsibilities, the adulting, keeping things afloat, putting energy into that which I know demands my attention, and only putting energy into what I know will grow. That's a very important message. Only putting energy and attention into that which I know will grow. This put me in this. This is the Hermit card. I knew straight up it was time to go within. This and this right here is things that reliably bring me joy are no longer bringing me joy. I'm completely shut down. So when that happened, I had to go, okay, so that means that the things that used to bring me joy aren't. And I told you, I'm tenacious. And I need to figure out maybe new things that will bring me joy, or just a reevaluation period. I did a lot of journaling. I encourage you to do the same. What is doing it for me now? This lantern holds the star. But in here, I'm just going to say, your emotions are the #1 navigational tool at your disposal. I'm surprised the Queen of Swords didn't show up today. It did before. But if it feels good, it stays. If it doesn't, it goes. If it feels good, it gets my attention and energy. If it doesn't, it's not even on my map anymore. You know what I mean? Here's your hope. There's a lot of solitude energy here. And usually in the Ace of Cups, it's an abundance, it's an overflow. But in here, she looks actually kind of somber, and she's like, okay, I'm just drinking from the cup here. This is your inner cup. It's like, yeah, but you're spiritually guided. You have your spirit guides. They are always, you're never really alone. You have your lotuses here growing up from the muck and the mud to become a beautiful thing, surrounded by the sea of emotions. I'm getting a lot of just inward energy. Look, we even have fetal position fairy here. Going inward, recalibrating, reevaluating. Mercury retrograde proof is the perfect time to do that. Figure it out. Figure your shit out. What is doing it for you now and what isn't? And this is the Five of Wands. Can represent challenge. And I feel like the challenge here is once you figure out what is no longer serving you and what your actual desires are now. You can feel so stripped down that you're like, I don't even know what I want. The things that I used to want aren't doing it for me anymore. So figure out what it is or what isn't doing it for you anymore, and perhaps go through the reasons why that could be. And get out of your comfort zone. That's the challenge here. Try some new things. Redirect just came into my mind. Take the challenge to redirect and try that on. What have you got to lose? Because look, on the other side of it, on the other side, once you go within, we have these beautiful celestial bodies supporting you. The sun is everything under the sun that you've hoped and wished for. The moon are things yet to be revealed. This to me is the card of, even though it's something you can't physically see, there's orchestration happening in your favor. Because here's your hope here. Hope and wish fulfillment right here. This is wishes coming true by far, but with the moon here, right? It's telling me that it likely isn't shown up in your physical realm yet, but that doesn't mean things aren't shifting. Your challenge is to initiate the shift by figuring out, what do you want? What do you want? What are your dreams now? It's okay to slow down and rest and take a time out and figure out, who are you now? What do you actually want now? You've been shown abundantly what you don't want. Your task now is to script what you learned of what you don't want, re-script it into, what do I want? Because that's a constructive way to co-create. Learning the lesson of what doesn't work for you and what you don't want. It's like, in my world, like an art commission. You'll get a client and they're like, I want something like this, but I don't know exactly how it should look. So you come at them with a design and they go, I like this part of it, but it's not quite right. You come back with another design. I like that too, but it's still not quite right. And so on and so forth, until finally they get a little bit from each design that they're like, yes, 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 and yes. Originally it was no, 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 and no. Like they just focused on what didn't work. But once they had enough elements to see what they actually liked, they were able to say, yes, composite that, and that, and that's what I want. That's what's happening here, man. That's what this is about. See, he's holding the star. Your hopes, dreams, and desires. Rescript from this bowl and going, that's a yes, that's a yes, that's a yes. I want this, 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 and this. And the sun here means it's coming for you. What you want wants you to. You just need to align with it. So get clear on what it is. And God, Spirit, Source, whoever your truth is, just keep the faith. It will handle the rest. And be patient. I know nobody likes to hear that, but it's super true. Be patient and believe that it's there for you. Here you are with the Seven of Cups, thinking of your options. It's showing up right here. This is exactly what I was talking about. What is it? This. Yes, 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 and yes, and yes, and yes, and yes, right? Go through your designs. Go through what the universe has presented to you, their template of designs, and go, yes, that, but then this wasn't quite right. And just focus on the yeses and start to get it to swim around and composite and design exactly what it is that you want. Because you got the Knight of Pentacles here, which is the offer coming into you. This is a fully seeded idea put in with tenacity, determination, and it's absolutely because it was slowly developed. You can't rush anything if you want something of quality, right? Let's go with the artisan thing here. This is taking your time methodically to make sure that what is presented is stable and lasting and is absolutely available to you. Look at all this beautiful growth here. Look at all the green. This is a healed person here. Such a beautiful, serene kind of energy as well. And then we're ending on the Page of Cups here. In this deck, the whole cup suit is the story of the Little Mermaid. And this is her kind of coming out of her world of, look, dark emotions, because we have the dark water here. I'm getting emerging from your underworld. I know that. Emerging from your underworld, and you're pleasantly surprised that there's like this adorable creature you've never seen before. What is this? What is this? And just allowing yourself to be curious about allow the universe to construct it for you, orchestrate it for you, because you might not even have seen anything like what is meant for you, but it's absolutely going to bring you just the most beautiful kind of love and feeling that you've wanted. It'll bring you the feeling that you wanted, but it might look like a strange thing to you. I'm getting that so completely. And just allow yourself to get dreamy. Get dreamy, and it will bring your heart to where that it will have that seed of hope grow, and see what comes in for you. Okay, Sacred Rebel. Let's get a couple of oracles on this. One or a few. Let's see what wants to come out here. And then we'll wrap it up. I don't want to go too much longer here. A couple oracles on this story, please. What is most helpful? Confirmation or additions to what we've discussed here. It's a new deck and they're pretty thick. They tend to stick together, but we're going to get a pop out, I know it. I hope I didn't kind of force that coming out. We'll see. That top one might want to show up too. What do we have? Sacred Fool. That's that inquisitiveness. That's that staying openness, getting to be childlike again, like this. You don't know what the end picture is going to be. Allow yourself to just be open to the feeling of what you want. And then receiving, look at that. Stay open, and it's just going to come in for you. Look at her drinking. Oh, look at her drinking the cup. Look at that. Ace of Cups right there. The Sacred Rebel, this is Sacred Rebel Oracle. There are beautiful write-ups about each of these. I'm sure you could look up the write-ups if you wanted to, but I'm, for sake of time, and also because I feel like that can get a little pedantic, I'd like to just register intuitively what these mean here and take the messages at base value is what I'm going to say here. Face value, I think, is the correct way to say. I think the Sacred Fool is interesting in she's naked. She's unabashedly just open. She's literally sky-clad. That's as open as you can get. The little marionette here is interesting with the crown as well. So what am I getting there? Maybe kind of just being playful with the fact that life is like a play. And like the Pinocchio thing, I have no strings to hold me down kind of thing. This to me is kind of speaking of the egoic comfort of feeling like you need to be in control, to kind of dally around and be in control of your world, but it's actually illusory because you don't control the strings. You can put action. It all comes to putting action where you want to, but I would advise you to just take a chill pill and just be curious, be dreamy, figure out what you want, and let the universe do the string work here. But you can in your mind, like you can be imaginative. Oh, okay. You can act out what you want and use that as a tool, as like a visualization kind of a thing, right? Sure, why not? And then I think receiving speaks for itself. I mean, come on. It's making its own halo. It's wishes going out into the ether and coming back in to you. I'm going with that. Do the fairies want to put anything on this? What do the fairies have to say, please? A final word from the fairies. What do our fairy friends want to say? Oh, that's it. Oh, okay. What we got? Thank you, fairies. Beautiful. Okay, so we had financial flow coming right out for that. That could be like the Knight of Coins thing coming in. We also had the Seven of Coins that very much can be just figuring out your, I hear checks and balances in my mind, getting finances in order, working on your foundation, just working. And focus on that for now. That flow is coming in for you very strongly right now, especially when you're in solitary energy and doing the work and doing the healing. The abundance comes, and then look, self-reliance. And with that, that's very powerful. That's like 9 of Pentacles energy for sure. Yeah, focus on yourself right now. Allow everything else to orchestrate and fall into place as it will. And just trust that you are already in the energy to receive. Just take a chill pill. Okay? Hope that was helpful. Wishing you all the best. Until next time, bye.